people that you just know will do great things in our world? Or there's people who will make a mark in many people's lives in one way or another? Well, that's Twoey Gray, ladies and gentlemen. When I was asked to write an introduction for the Twoey Gray, the first thing I thought was, how much time do I have? Because, to be honest, Twoey Gray is one very special person, and I know everybody in this room would agree with me. I would love to see all of you come up here and be able to sum up a person like that in only a couple of minutes. Not an easy task, if you ask me. That being said, when people found out that I had the responsibility to introduce Twoey, they thought it would be difficult for the runner-up to speak highly of the person that they ran against. In fact, it was the complete opposite. Introducing her is a great privilege because she deserves this more than anybody else I know. Twoey is truly an inspiration. She is determined, ambitious, fearless, and has the ability to make me laugh even when I'm feeling my worst. If you have ever talked to Twoey, you obviously know how genuine, down-to-earth, loyal she really is. She will blow you away with her humor, spirit, and positive attitude. This isn't the last time you're going to hear the name Twoey Gray. She's one of those people who are going to do great things in our world and make a mark in many people's lives. She's going to go very far in this world, and I cannot wait to see it happen. So please, put your hands together for my friend, our valedictorian, Twoey Gray.
Jesse's goal was to make me blush. Okay. Summing up the high school experience of 200 kids is really hard when it's all still a blur. And not the roller coaster head rush kind where you sort of like not having your bearings. It's more the waking up after a root canal viral video type blur where it's messy and embarrassing and a little bit over emotional, but somewhere you consciously know that it's a little bit funny. And our time together has been a little bit funny. You've got anywhere from your first kiss to your latest breakup, equally public football games and after-school fights, and that one time Jesse and Rialdo went into the student council room and found Mr. Shake sleeping on the couch in total darkness. It's hard to draw a common thread, even though they say hindsight's 20/20. So let's rewind a little bit further into the retro days, 2008, when most of us first set eyes on the place we would be calling home for the next 4 years. Barack Obama had just been elected, colored skinny jeans were the height of fashion, and calling someone cusky was the worst insult you had ever heard. We were in grade 8 when Britney Spears had a comeback. You probably either had side bangs or an emo slice. Net books were still cool, people cared about Kate Gosselin, and you knew all the words and moves to the Soulja Boy song, the Hoedown Throwdown, and Low by Flo Rida. Don't even try to deny it, I've embraced it. You can't do it. And then came the unforgettable day when you went for your class tour of the school and you discovered, to your horror, I'm about to go to a school where kids have beards. And not those awful grade 8 patchy mustache things that you guys wouldn't shave because it was like a rite of passage. I'm talking full-on Santa Claus. I think that was the thing that scared me the most about high school. That, and the fact that by comparison, this place was Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and I swore the staircases moved because they took me to a different hallway every time. But it wasn't always magic. 2008 was an important year for me too. That was the year I was hospitalized in psychiatric intake at Oakland Hospital. And I don't say that for shock value. I'm saying it because I want to illustrate how much can change in 4 years. I fought my battles, and I know many of you in this room have fought similar ones. We all fought. But against all odds, we made it. Is that not miraculous to you guys? For all the times we said, just kill me before an exam, for all the close calls, for the illnesses, for the kids who almost gave up or tried, for the ones who were afraid to come to school, the ones who were afraid to go home, the kids in this room who were kicked out, the kids who were left out, the kids who've been raising themselves and the ones who've raised each other up, for the ones whose hearts have swelled and the ones whose hearts have been stomped on, for the kids skating by at a 51% average and the ones graduating with honors. We made it. And if you're like me, that comes in the most literal sense of the word. I remember looking at my sister's yearbooks and seeing years and years of tributes to lost students on the back page and praying that in my graduating year we would all get to walk across the stage. And many of us in the last 4 years or otherwise have been through times in our lives where we decided we didn't want to walk across the stage anymore, that exhausted declaration, I can't. But you did. So tonight is not about taking inventory of the scars and shields you found along the way. It's about celebrating the fact that whatever those scars and shields are, whatever the story is of the person sitting next to you, whatever teachers you're mad at, or friends you had or didn't have, or memories you cherished, or dates being cool at the time, but in retrospect you're like, who makes out in the bathroom with pizza and finds romantic? We're here, together. After 4 bizarre years of being corralled into a brick-walled building for hours at a time with kids your same age and area code, given inane tasks designed to test your skill and stamina by an adult who you see more than your own parents, who's sort of like Survivor. And now we're all leaving the island, but not without some hard-earned recognition. To all the past and present ESL kids, you blow my mind. I have so much respect for anyone who's ever worked that hard. Now to put this in perspective for the rest of you who dropped French after grade 9, imagine taking French all day, every day, but you're learning the quadratic formula at the same time. For French immersion kids, that might not seem so complicated after you listen to the chant angry, but for the rest of us, yeah. To our graduates from the center, your high school experience is a lot different than mine, but a lot of people are so proud of you today. You've earned your gown. Congratulations. To the students who skipped most of their classes, fought with their teachers, or spent lunches hiding in the bathroom, I'm sorry this system didn't work for you. I hope that you can either find one that does, or change the current one. This one is officially behind you. To the kids who shaved their heads, converted religions often, tried to get Tumblr famous, or hung out in the pit one time and immediately covered their room in Bob Marley posters. Love your phases. Do not burn your old diaries or embarrassing photos. You can laugh at them, but not too hard. Keep an outfit you used to wear on an average day. Everyone inherits their grandma's wedding dress, but wouldn't you rather have her poodle skirt and vintage Mary Jane's? To the kids who won awards, aced tests, or had inside jokes with their teachers, your story is not any less interesting nor any more important than any of your peers. Your time at Blakelock may look better on a resume, but employers and friends alike will look for your smile before your credentials. That is to say, your success will not stop here unless you let it. To the teachers who saw us through this mess, your patience has meant more to us than we can know yet. To the families, biological or chosen, who stood by us, we're sorry we gave you hell for waking us up early. To the people who stood in our way, like that one kid on the sledding hill who's just hanging out in his own world in the middle of the hill when everyone else is trying to slide down, thank you for the memoir fodder. And to everyone else, you made it. I can't stress that enough. And I won't say that you're a different person because of it. Your bank of experiences is just wider now, and you know different parts of yourself than you did before. And they say we're young and we still don't fully know ourselves, but that doesn't mean much when at this moment you're the oldest you've ever been. You know what you know right now. And nobody can expect you to understand the rest. Yet nobody should assume that you can't. So keep doing it. Even if you're just scraping by, because next year will be a journey of a whole different breed, and you may feel happy, free, confused, and lonely at the same time. Hey, you caught me, I quoted Taylor Swift, but the message stands. If you can do this, you can do anything. Hollywood hasn't made up its mind yet as to whether high school is the best or worst time of your life, but like anything else, I'm sure it's somewhere in the gray area. Meaning things lie in your past far greater than any you found here. Small chapter of your greater story. And if you're the protagonist, the rest of us here are all your supporting characters, the human backdrops to the experience. You don't owe it to anyone else to be ruled by antagonists, people who bring you down, your history weighing on you. At the end of the day, nobody asked you what you got in grade 10 civics or careers. Everyone here has the intelligence and character and strength and innovation to keep moving forward, keep breaking down barriers, keep improving and growing and learning far beyond the building that has been that catalyst for the last 4 years. For me, high school was transformative. I know it was for you too. Thank you for seeing it through to the end. And never, ever believe for 1 second that you can't.